Welcome to New Hope Lutheran Church and Pastor Charlie's Toolbox. You know, I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people who keep stuff that doesn't really have a lot of usefulness. Things that are broken or something you found that you think might come in handy someday for some kind of project. And it may have happened more than once that you needed something that was odd or irregular, and by going through your junk pile or your junk drawer maybe, you found just the right thing that could be modified to do the task. So today I got thinking about that, and I wandered around the garage picking up odds and ends in the hopes that maybe I could make something useful out of it. So what I have here is stuff I've gathered together, and of course it includes things like pieces of wood and this old broken step off a watercraft where one part's totally gone and the other part's broken, and this electrical outlet for outside with a piece of conduit on it. Found that somewhere, couldn't turn that down. I got a broomstick without a broom. Could be handy, you know. I have a clock that's been torn apart, and a piece of pipe, and this thing here, which, well, it's got wheels on the bottom of it, so might be useful somewhere because of the wheels. Oh, and I also have this big piece of styrofoam. I mean, you can't just throw that away. It's just too good a shape. So I've got all this stuff together, and now it's time for you and me to do the hard work and figure out what we're going to make from this pile of stuff. So, I suppose you're wondering how our project here is coming. Well, to be honest, I'm not really coming up with anything that seems like it might work. And as far as I can tell, it's just going to be a failure, so I'm going to give up on it. Of course, if I don't do anything, then nothing gets accomplished either, does it? You know, in a lot of ways, this is just one point in our lesson for today from James 2, 1 to 17. James points out that even in our faith life, we can fiddle around and think about things, but not do anything, and we get nothing accomplished, which isn't good. He says, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. Yeah. Faith by itself, if it's not accompanied by action, is dead. So like my supposed project here, if nothing comes out of my time, what have I accomplished? What have I learned? I mean, other than that, maybe I'm keeping a pile of garbage here. You know, one of the things that holds us back from acting on our faith is that we feel we don't know what we're doing. And that can be scary. But think about these videos I'm doing. When I started, the pandemic had just begun and I felt that I had to do something. I mean, anything. So I thought about doing videos. And I thought about it a lot. And I also was thinking, what do I know about making videos? I've never done one before. I didn't have a clue about what to do or not to do or how to do it. And it could be that for most of us, well, we would have stopped right there. The fear of failure would have been enough for us to just give it up. Just give up and say, you know what, I have faith. I believe, but I'm not going to do anything about it because, well, I'll probably fail. That's not really belief, is it, though? If that happens. And if you go back and look at those early videos from New Hope, which you can do by subscribing, you know, pushing the subscribe button and scrolling down to the bottom of our videos, if you look at those early videos, you will see they're a lot rougher than what we have now. I mean, I had to do all kinds of experiments with the lighting, with what background I would use, and making the important decision of how much do I want to injure myself. I also learned to let others help me out, which is why the post-production work looks so great these days. In the process of trying and trying and trying, I actually learned a great deal. And admittedly, while these videos still aren't perfect, they've come quite a ways. And they still do the job they're meant to do, which is to tell you something about God and God's love for you. To fully live out our faith then, we need to also pay attention to the call to action. And that requires us to not just think about what we might do, but actually do something about it, even if it scares us. Maybe we're going to try out live worship again, you know, the worship we've been avoiding since the pandemic began. Maybe we're going to try actually inviting the person we've thought about inviting before, but we're terrified that they were going to tell us, no, they didn't want to come with us to church. Maybe we're going to help some impoverished person in some way, even though we've been scared to even approach them in the past. Maybe we're going to volunteer for something, even though we're afraid we won't know what we're doing. The thing is, though, that until you try such things, you are never going to know what you actually can or can't do. So try it. Put your faith into action and discover how much you can learn, as well as discovering the blessings of doing so.